Capricornia.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Agriculture and Water Resources. Will the Deputy Prime Minister update the House on how the government is ensuring the continued growth in Australia's cattle industry? Is the Deputy Prime Minister aware of any threats in this industry and the thousands of hard-working Australians it employs, including cold storage operators in Queensland?
The Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
Well, Mr Speaker, I thank the honourable member for a question, and she would know more than most about the cattle industry, a cattle industry that employs over up to 8,000 people in an area. Rockhampton, the Fitzroy region, is about 2.4 million cattle. Beef cattle accounts for about 75% of all farms. And what we see that beef cattle is forecast to top $12.5 billion of our record $60 billion agricultural production this year. We will see that $8.3 billion worth of that production will go overseas. That's almost double what it was under the Labor Party, who were absolutely hopeless as far as the cattle industry is concerned. And what we noted is we're supporting not only in the cattle industry but the Beef Expo in Rockhampton, which is definitely the beef capital of Queensland, and that we can argue it out with Kevin Hogan as whether it's the beef capital of Australia. But what's important is that we are working even this week. This week, the member for Capricornia will be pleased to know that in negotiations with the Indonesians, we've managed to increase those that go off in the live cattle trade from 350 kilograms to 450 kilograms. This means there's an extra 100 kilograms, and at around about $3+ a kilogram, it means for each beast, the farmer will be getting an extra $300, $320 a head. That's a great outcome. We've also increased the age limit so that they go up to from 30 months up to 48 months, so up to 4 years. This is also another good outcome because it gives us a wider range of cattle that are available for the live export trade, as well as what we're doing with the permit system, taking it from 4 months to 12 months. This is all part of negotiations which is done with the coalition, and we did it in the same breath as we did when we negotiated a reduction in the sugar tariff. I know the member for Dawson is very interested in that, from 8% down to 5%. But of course you do these things because you're in government. But there are some threats. There are definitely some threats. And probably one of the biggest threats, of course, is that it's a big employer, and as a big employer, one of the biggest food stocks of how you actually run an abattoir is labour costs and electricity costs. And of course, on electricity costs, the Labor Party, the Australian Labor Party, is trying to mimic what's happening in South Australia across the nation. And this is disastrous. This is disastrous. Because the member for Capricornia would know that with international organisations such as JBS, SWIFT and Cargill Teas in there, when they go to expand production, they look at the cost of imports such as electricity. And it's amazing that the Labor Party doesn't seem to stand up for labourers anymore. They don't have any labourers. I don't believe, member of Capricornia, that we've got one meat worker that resides on the Labor Party benches. They just don't exist. They're university students, they're union officials, but they're not actually workers. They've never actually done a day's work. Not a day's work, because what they are, they're people who've been clerks, they've been union officials. He's one. He's never done a day's work.
The Deputy Prime Minister.